Welcome, everybody. I'm glad you can join me today. I have a really great class. I really like this class a lot. We're going to work on our flexibility. We're going to take our time. We're going to stretch out our muscles from head to toe and then end with a little bit of eye exercises to just round the whole body out. So let's start off in a breathing exercise. We're going to wiggle our way all the way back on our chair so that we can lean back on the chair and feel the length of the spine and the length of the back on the chair. I want us to breathe through the back side of our body. We are always usually breathing through the front side. And so I want us to get a little bit of awareness in the back body as we're breathing. So nothing forced. We're just going to feel the expansion of the back body pressing into the chair gently as we inhale. And it can be a very subtle feeling, and it might be hard for your brain and your body to work together to feel that sensation. So if it doesn't come to you right away, don't worry about it. Just think of your back, think of expanding in your back, and eventually that connection will be made and you'll feel that expansion moving behind you. So we'll take our hands to our thighs, palms up or palms down. We'll wiggle our feet about hip distance apart so that the toes are pointing forward, the ankles are below the knees are in line with our hips, and then our shoulders are over our hips as well, and a little lift of the back of the skull upwards to get those ears lined up on top of the shoulders as much as possible. We'll take a few cleansing breaths to begin. So taking an inhale in through the nose. Nice big exhale out through the mouth. Two more, inhale. Exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale out through the mouth. We'll take our hands to our belly. So we feel that expansion forward, but as we inhale here, gently feeling the expansion of the low back in towards the chair. Exhale through the nose when you're ready. Two more. Inhaling through the nose. Feel the expansion in the low back pressing into the chair. Exhale out through the nose. One more. Inhaling into the low back. And exhaling out through the nose. We'll take our hands to our low ribs. Same thing, but now a little bit higher in the mid back. Inhaling. Feel a gentle pressing behind you into the chair. Exhale when you're ready. Inhale, breathing into the back body. Exhale it out. One more. Inhale. Exhale it out. Let's bring our hands to our upper chest, so just below the collarbones. And again, we'll feel the expansion into the back. So as we inhale, we broaden behind the shoulder blades or underneath the shoulder blades. Exhale when you're ready. Inhale into the upper back. Exhale out. One more time, inhaling into the upper back. And exhale out. Take your hands back to your thighs. We're going to inhale up the low back, the mid back, and the upper back. Big deep breath. Exhale, soften the shoulders, soften the jaw. Inhaling up the spine from the low back all the way to the base of the neck. Exhale, drop the shoulders, relax the jaw. One more, just like that. Big, deep breath, expanding all the way up the back. Soft jaw, soft eyes, soft shoulders as we exhale. Then regular breath in and out. Let's slide the hands to the knees, open the eyes if they're closed, and scoot your bum up towards the edge of the chair. We'll keep our feet about hip distance apart, toes facing forward, and we're just going to warm up our whole body, circling from head to toe. So starting with the neck, we'll lift the head up as we inhale to lengthen the back of the neck. As we exhale, chin down towards the chest. On the inhale, left ear rolls towards the left shoulder. And we continue our inhale until the chin lifts upward toward the sky. And then we exhale to the other side and chin back down to the chest. We're leading with the chin here. So on the inhale, ear to shoulder, but the chin is moving out to the side and then upward so that the back of the head doesn't get very heavy and we kink the back of the neck. On the exhale, we bring the right ear to right shoulder and roll the chin back down. One more in the same direction, inhaling, leading with the chin. Exhaling to the other side. Be very gentle with your neck. So it could be very small circles. On the inhale, we'll switch directions. So right ear to right shoulder. Chin is lifting upward. And then down to the other side, very gently. If you need to hold on to your head as you do this, inhaling, you can always use your hands for a little support so that you don't injure yourself as you're moving your head around. One more breath over to the right side, ear to shoulder, chin up. Exhale as we roll down to the other side. Head back to center, chin parallel to the ground. Nice and tall spine, lift with your heart. Arms down by the sides. Let's roll the shoulders forward. So almost like you're trying to pick up your shoulder blades and bring them over the shoulders. And then we'll switch directions. Now we're lifting up those shoulder blades and dropping them behind us. Might hear a little snap, crackle, pop in the shoulders and the neck. As long as it doesn't hurt, that's all normal. Let's drop those shoulders down by the sides. We'll take the elbows out to the side, palms facing down. And I will take just at the elbows, take these circles. So elbows stay where they are and the forearms are going to make circles. If you were just to use your index finger, you're drawing a big circle in front of you. And then other direction, switching the direction of your forearms. And then dropping the arms down. Give your hands a shake like you're flicking water off your hands. Elbows just by the sides of the waist. Taking your hands forward, rolling the wrists. And other direction. Open and close the hands. So spread out the fingers and then make a fist. So we get into the fingers a little bit. Good, and then shake that out. Let's go wider with our legs, hands to our waist, and we'll take some circles like our spine is a big spoon in a pot and we're stirring the pot. So the circles might be small at first and then they can get a little bit bigger. And let's switch directions. Good. And then coming to center, bringing the legs closer in again. We'll take our left leg up, hover it a little bit, and take some circles with the leg. So you can hold onto your leg or your knee, or you can just do it on your own without the help of your hands. Other direction. Good. Place that foot on the floor and then head to the other side, lifting up the leg. Use your hands or no hands, your choice. And we're circling at the hips. Other direction. Good. Place that foot on the floor. Now we're going to interlace our hands and underneath the left thigh and lift our leg up. So we're holding onto our leg and the shin and the foot is dangling a little bit. And as if your big toe was a pencil, we're going to make circles where the rotation is coming more from the knee than just from the foot. Other direction. And then placing that foot on the floor. We'll head to the other side, interlace your hands underneath your thigh or pick up your leg, and your knee stays where it is, and it's really your foot that's making a circle underneath the knee. So we're not just rotating our ankle, we're rotating at the knee. Other direction. Place that foot on the floor. We'll lengthen the left leg, hover the foot off the floor. Now we're doing the ankle, so we're rotating the ankle, making circles. Other direction. Good. Place that foot on the floor. Hover the right foot off of the floor a couple inches and then circle the ankle. And other direction. Good. Let's extend both of our legs forward, heels down on the ground, and then spread your toes as much as you can and curl your toes in. So spread and curl, spread and curl, and a few more times. And wiggle that out, bring the feet to the floor. All right, now we're ready for stretching head to toe. We're going to take our arms out to the side, turn the palms up. On the inhale, bring the arms towards the sky. On the exhale, right arm out to the side, palm down. Left fingertips are going to come to the opposite ear. We're going to bring the left ear to shoulder. And then we're going to lift up with the head into the fingers. So we're not pressing the hand down, we're lifting up with the head. Now notice if you get a better stretch with your palm facing up or your palm facing down. And then hold it to whatever position you like best. And we'll take a couple of breaths here. We'll very gently bring the arms to float up again and head to the other side. So left arm out to the side, palm facing down at first, right fingertips to the left ears as the right shoulder comes to the right ear comes to the shoulder. We press up into the fingertips with the head. And then notice with your left arm if you get a better stretch with the palm up or down. And then hold it for a few breaths here. So as we're holding our breath, as we're holding our pose and breathing, our mind might get distracted and wander off to the future or past. Try to bring it back to the present moment by listening to your breath or bringing your attention to a body part. On the inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Exhale, bring them down. Give it a little shake. From here, we'll take our left hand to the right collarbone and we'll take our right arm out to the side. We're going to press our hand into the chest and pull the skin down slightly. And let's take the chin on a diagonal away from that hand and then close the teeth and the lips together. So when I mean bring your attention to a body part, so right now we're stretching the right side of the neck. So bring your attention to the right side of the neck. And as you breathe in and out, notice the sensation that's coming and going with the breath. On the exhale, bring your chin back down, bring the arm back down. Give it a little shake. Right hand to left collarbone, a little press into the chest and down with the hand. Left arm out to the side, palm facing down, and take your chin on a diagonal away from your hand. Close the teeth, close your lips, and again bring your attention to the neck muscles on the left side. And as you inhale, the intensity of that stretch might increase. As you exhale, the intensity might soften. So bringing your attention to that part of your body, and you might discover something new about yourself and how your neck works. Let's bring that chin back down, bring the arm back down, head to center, and shake that out a little bit. Let's take the arms out to the side, palms facing forward. Let's take the left arm across. The right arm will come from underneath, holding on with your hand or scooping it with your elbow. And then you pinch your arm onto the forearm, and then bring that top arm across. I want you to soften around the neck so you can turn your chin from side to side. And make sure your shoulders are dropped away from your ears. Hold your pose to whatever side feels like the best stretch for you, and we'll hold another couple breaths. Inhale back to center, open the arms, give it a little shake. And we'll head to the other side. So right arm crosses over the body. Left arm comes from underneath, holding with the hand on the forearm or pinching with your elbow. Pull the arm across. Keep your chest and hips facing forward. We're not twisting in this one. And again, just to make sure you have enough space for your neck, side to side with your chin. And if you don't have enough space, drop that top arm downward a little bit on an angle. And then notice which side provides a better stretch for whatever muscle might seem tight, and then you can hold it there. Couple breaths. Bringing your head back to center, undoing the arms, big open spread with the arms, and then bring the arms down. Give them a little shake. We'll take those arms out to the side, palm facing back this time. We'll slide the left palm behind the back, either to the waist or slide it along the back, the low back. Some of you might be able to grab the opposite arm. And if not, you're just holding the arm across the back. And we're going to work a little bit on opening the heart. So squeeze the shoulder blades gently, open the heart, and then take a few breaths here. Follow your breath. Hear it between the ears. Undo those arms. Bring the arms down by the sides and then out to the sides. Palms are facing back. Slide the right arm to the waist or behind the back. You might be able to grab onto your left arm. And then squeeze the shoulder blades gently. Open the heart. And take a few breaths. So feel the expansion of the ribs. Feel the expansion of the belly. Feel the expansion of your back body. Soften as you exhale. Undo the arms. Bring the arms out in front of you. Give them a little shake if you need to. We'll bend at the elbows and bring the left arm on top. And we'll turn the palms to face each other and hold the elbows. Now, your shoulders are going to determine how high you can go with those arms. So bring your arms as high as you can go. If you can manage over the head, your left hand is going to slide down the back towards your neck. So not really sliding down the back, sliding down your head towards your neck. Press the head back and then hold that stretch. Again, listening to the breath, staying present with your body. Hold both elbows again. Bring the arms down. Good. And open the arms and cross and tap your shoulder blades behind you. Alternate the cross of your arms. Feel the air around you flowing through your fingers, over your arms. Okay, let's bring those arms out in front of us. Again, bend at the elbows, right arm on top, turn the palms towards each other. Hold your elbows You're going to just raise your arms as high as your body will let your arms go. So if your arms are just in front of your forehead, you're going to keep them there. If you can bring them behind, that's when the right hand can drop down and the right elbow bends a little more deeply. Press the head back, and we'll all take a few breaths here. Maybe send a breath into the upper chest and back. Bring the hands back to the elbows. Bring your arms down. Good. And again, open the arms and then tap your opposite shoulder blade as you alternate your arms. Hands to the knees. Widen the feet. Toes are pointing out, knees are following the direction of the toes. So if your knees are bent in and you're on the inside edges of your feet, drop the pinky toes down, roll the knees outward. Hands are going to come to the inner knees. We're going to drop our left shoulder down, straighten our left arm, and press that arm into the knee. Turn to look over your right shoulder. And then breathe into the low back. Inhaling slowly back to center, and we'll switch sides. So right shoulder dips down, we straighten the arm, we press the hand into the knee, turn your ribs, your heart, your gaze over to the left, look over the left shoulder, and 3 deep breaths into the low back. Slowly turn back to center. Bring your knees together. Gonna slide our left heel forward. Toes are gonna point up. We're at the edge of our chair here. And we're gonna hinge at the hips, reaching our heart towards our foot. And then supporting yourself on your leg. So forearms or hands to the right leg. Notice if you're rounding at the upper chest to lean forward more. If you're rounding out at the upper chest and shoulders, I'd like for you to come up a little bit, straighten out your back, and lean a little less forward and support yourself a little higher up so that your back is more straight and you're more reaching your heart towards the foot. That's going to get the back of your thigh. That's going to give the stretch behind your thigh rather than at your upper back and shoulders. One more breath. Very slowly come up and let's switch feet. Good. So slide your right foot forward, excuse me. Again, reaching with the heart first, hinging at the hips. Don't just reach with your upper back. So up with a straight spine and lean forward. Look at your foot. If you need to come up a little higher so you get a straighter back, then I would prefer that so you get the stretch on the back of the thigh rather than the upper back. Very gently press into your thigh, lift up, Both feet flat on the ground. Take our left ankle on top of our right, or take your left ankle to the upper knee. Okay. From here again, heart is going to reach forward, and we're going to lean forward, hinging at the hips, not the shoulders. Support yourself on your leg and breathe. For this one, I like to send the breath down low to the belly so that it helps to stretch the outer thigh. So even if your foot is down at the ankle, the knee is out to the side, we're supporting ourselves on our right thigh, and we're breathing into the low belly. Press up to as you inhale, and then you can let go of that foot, bring it to the floor, and switch sides. So crossing right ankle over left, or right ankle on the top of the knee. Lifting up with the heart, reaching forward, and then softening from there, supporting yourself with your arms and hands on your thighs or shin, and sending your breath low into the belly. Slowly come back up, both feet to the ground. Let's wiggle our legs over to the left side. Left thigh on the chair, right knee is dropping on the side. We're holding the chair with our left hand. We can wiggle that right foot as far back as you want to go. It's your choice. And then have your hand on your hip. Pull the pelvis back and then hold it there. So stretching the front of the thigh. Soften the hips and the pelvis. Bring the legs back together. Head to center. Let's head into a forward fold. So elbows to the knees or hands down towards our ankles. Breathe into the low back, 3 breaths. Drop your head down, chin towards chest. Slide the hands to the knees, roll all the way up. And let's move to the right side. Right leg to the chair, left leg down. And you can wiggle that left foot back as far as you'd like. Pull the pelvis back. Hold for 3 breaths. Last one, deep into the belly. Exhale. And let's bring those legs together. Good. From here, we're going to stretch out the front of our foot. So turning the right toes so that the toenails are facing the floor, and we're stretching the front of the foot. So from the side, it looks like this. We're stretching the front of the foot. The toenails are rolling towards the floor. Couple of breaths. And switch to the other side. So very gently with this one, we don't have to put a lot of pressure down on the foot. The weight of the leg is enough. And we just breathe that out. And exhale, undo that. Let's wiggle our toes a little bit. Reach forward to our imaginary ropes. Press your feet down. Pull the elbows in towards the ribs. Lift up. Good. Let's walk behind the chair. I'm going to take a warrior one. So from the side, warrior one is your right foot steps back. The heel draws in, the toes are out, and then the front knee bends. We turn our hips and our shoulders towards the chair. And then from here, we're going to take our right arm up towards the sky. We're going to anchor our right foot down like it's really being pressed down. Going to reach our right arm up and then a little side bend over towards the left. Take 3 breaths to fan out those ribs. Inhale, bring the arm up. Exhale, bring it down. Switch sides. So we step forward and then we bring the left foot back. Where our feet are like in train tracks and not on a tightrope. Our back heel is in and the toes are out at a bit of an angle. We turn to face our chair, hips and shoulders, bend the front knee. And then from there, we anchor that left foot down, left arm up. So left foot down, left arm up, reach, 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 side bend. 3 breaths to fan out the ribs. On your next inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the arm down. Stepping forward, holding onto the chair, we'll go wide with our legs. Toes are out, heels are in. I'll just show you from the side, but you're holding onto your chair. We're going to bend our knee in the direction of the toes. So don't let your knee fall in. I want it to be pressed out in the direction of the toes. And we're just going to stretch the inner thigh on the right leg. Inhale to come up. Bend your right knee in the direction of your toes. Keep your left leg straight. The bum can go back a little bit. And we stretch the inner thigh. Come back to center. Step it to center, feet under our hips. From here, we're going to roll up onto our toes or just leaning forward. Heart is going to lift up. Shoulder blades tucked together. The chin can come up if it feels okay, or you keep the chin in and lift the back of the head up. Nice big deep breath into our up dog. And then as we exhale, we're going to step back into our down dog. So bringing our feet underneath our hips and our head lining up just above our arms or at the arm bones, not below. And then breathe into the outer ribs. So spread the ribs out from side to side. Exhale, hold the down dog. 2 more like that. One more. Spread out in the ribs. Exhale. Bend the knees, look at the hands, and then walk to the back of your chair. From here, we're going to take a step back with our right foot. Again, heel in and toes out. Oh, actually, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to take a smaller step back and keep the toes all facing your chair. So all 10 toes facing forward as much as you can. Both feet flat on the floor. Hips and shoulders over hips. We're going to bend our knees and just drop our bum down so that we can stretch the back of the calf right here. Okay. So again, we don't have to push down hard. It might just be a tiny little bend of the knees and a drop of the bum downward. And we're going to breathe. Imagine that breath is going into the calf. If it could go all the way down to the leg, into the calf. Inhale to come up. Give it a little march. And then take a step back with the left foot. Toes are facing forward as much as possible. Both feet are flat on the floor, so not a really big step back, smaller step back. And then shoulders are going to stay on top of the hip, and we're just going to drop the bum down, bend the knees, and hopefully you feel that stretch on the back of your calf. Some of you might feel the stretch on the front of your calf as well. And then if we could send the breath all the way down to our calves and our shins, breathing downward. Trying to get that intensity of the stretch to come down with the breath. Inhaling to come up, give that a march. Okay, so now we can walk to the side of the chair, doesn't matter which side, just so that you're facing the seat of your chair. You're going to line up your toes so that they're just kind of at the edge of your chair. I don't want you to be far away from the chair. So bring the toes fairly close to the edge. So as you're looking down, the edge and your toes line up. We're going to take our hands to the seat of the chair. So coming into a forward fold with our hands at the chair. And if your chair is really cushy and your fingers are lifting up and you have this big angle in your hands, hold on to the edge of your chair if you can, so that your wrists aren't bending so deeply. From here, we're going to take a step back with our right foot and have the toes point out and heel in. And we're going to straighten both of our legs. So feet are in train tracks, like our warrior one legs, but both legs are straight. And then from here, we're going to wiggle our hips a little bit forward and back, and then take that right hip forward as much as possible, left hip back. You should feel the stretch on the back of the front thigh. Then from there, if you want, you can go a little lower towards your forearms. That's not for everybody. So be mindful, use your breath. If you get to a lower position and you can't make that intensity of your stretch lessen, you're going to bring your hands up. So your breath is going to tell you if you're going too far or not. If you can't slow down the breath, it means you're pushing too hard. Let's do one more breath. Good. Bending the knees, stepping forward so that we're back into our forward fold with the hands on the seat of the chair. Press gently and come back up. Hands to the back pockets, elbows are going to pull back, scoop the heart up. Little inhale as we come into a back bend. Exhale, bring the arms down by the sides. Good. Hands back to the seat of the chair. Take a step back with your left foot. And this is again, we're in our pyramid, we're in train tracks with our feet. And this is our pyramid pose. The legs are straight. Wiggle your hips a little bit forward and back. And then end with your left hip rolling forward and your right hip rolling back. And that's going to stretch the back of your leg. Again, you can come forward onto your forearms and bowing down more deeply. But if the breath can't slow down and the intensity in your leg doesn't soften, come back up and slow down the breath. One more deep, full breath. Come up onto your hands, bend the knees, step it forward, and press up gently. Another back bend here, hands to our back pockets. Little push forward with the hips. Chin can always stay down with the back of the neck lengthening as you lift your heart up. And exhale, bring the arms down. Gonna have one more stretch for the outer hips before we sit down. So hands to the chair again, into our forward fold. Let's take our right foot to center. And then we take our left foot behind, either staggering toes, heel to toe, or pinky toes moving towards each other. So a full cross of the legs with the left leg behind. And then again, you might feel very comfortable here. And this is a very good stretch. If you're not feeling that much or you want to stretch it out a little more, you can drop your elbows and forearms towards the seat of the chair. Use your breath again. Press firmly into the big toe mound so that our feet aren't rolling to the outer edges. And then listen to your breath. One more full deep breath, sending that breath low into the belly. Coming back to your hands if you're on your elbows, uncrossing the legs. Give it a little push. Come on up. Hands to our hips, a little hula hoop. Just rolling your hips. And other direction. And back to center, both feet under your hips, hands to the chair. Step your left foot to center, right foot staggers, heel to toe, or the pinky toes come together with a full cross, right foot behind. And then from here, lowering down if you feel comfortable with it. 3 big deep breaths. Hands pressing up, uncross the legs, stand up slowly, hands to our hips, roll the hips, and other direction. Good. Let's come to a seat again. All right, placing our feet flat on the floor. Let's bring our arms out in front of us. We're going to just turn our fists down, palm facing inward. Grab the whole back of the hand and the fingers and pull the wrist towards, or pull the hand towards your body. And then switch hands, palm facing towards you. Pull the hand back. Head back to the first hand. Turn the palm to face forward. Grab the fingers in the palm again. Try to straighten out your arm and pull the fingers towards the body. And head to the other side. Palms facing forward. Grab onto the palm and fingers. Try to straighten out your arm. Pull the fingers towards the body. Good. And then let that go. Give it a shake. And now each finger at a time, we're going to grab a thumb from the base of the thumb. And as we wiggle the thumb, pull downward and then let go. So holding onto the base of the index finger, we wiggle the hand and we pull the finger and then let go. So wiggle and pull. Head to the next finger, wiggle and pull. And wiggle and pull. Shake that out and head to the other side. Grab the base of the thumb, wiggle the hand and the thumb till it lets go, and then head to the other finger. So we're pulling the fingers and wiggling them at the same time to give a little bit of space and movement in between the joints as we stretch out the muscles in the hand. And last one. Good. Open and close or wiggle the fingers. Okay, and then let's rub our hands together in between the fingers, the top of the palms, or the top of the hands and the palms. Good, and then from here we're going to cover our eyes, either hovering your hands over your eyes or cupping them directly. And having the eyelids closed under those hands. Have our eyes looking center, which would be the center of a clock. And then have the eyes look up towards 12. So eyes are closed, eyelids are closed. We're looking up with the eyeballs. And then bring the eyes back to center. Look to 3 o'clock. Back to center. Look to 6 o'clock. Back to center. Look to 9 o'clock. Back to center. Look to about 11:30, so on a diagonal top left. And then back to center. And then about 7:30, looking down on a diagonal. Back to center. Looking to about 4:30, so diagonal bottom right. Back to center. And then about 1:30, top right corner. Back to center. Let's have the eyes look up at 12 and then moving through all of those spots, moving counterclockwise along the clock with your eyes. Little pause at each time. And then when you get to the top, other direction with the eyes. Little pause at each one of those spots that we hit on the way over. Good. When you get to the top, letting go of the hands, dropping them to the thighs, maybe giving the arms a little wiggle. Nice big deep breath in and out. Can wiggle our bums all the way back, leaning back into our chair. thighs out to the side, feet flat on the floor. Okay. So now we've done all the work. We're going to let ourselves rest. We've managed the body. We've breathed in all the different parts. We've moved in all different directions with the neck, the shoulders, the hips, the knees, even the ankles and toes. And so now we're going to let that all rest. So taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale, leaning back into the chair. Feeling the length of your spine supported by the chair. Feeling your thighs supported by the chair. Feeling your feet supported by the earth. Feeling your arms and hands supported by your thighs. Allow the facial expression to soften. So soften the eyes, soften the ears, soften in between the brows. Let the teeth fall away from each other and the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Keep your lips gently closed. We're going to take 2 to 3 minutes here. And again, if you find yourself wandering away to the past or future, bring your attention to your breath, or maybe a part of your body leaning back into the chair. Bringing your awareness to your breath and the gentle expansion into the back of the chair. And then start to deepen that breath. So as you bring in more air into your lungs, bring in more energy into your center. And as we exhale, we can wiggle that energy out through the fingers and the toes and the top of the head. You can stretch out, march it out, whatever feels good for your body. And then we'll bring the hands to the knees, wiggle our way up to the edge of our chair, lining up our joints one more time before end of class. Feet under the knees, knees in line with hips, shoulders over hips, lifting with the top of the head. We'll take our hands out to the side, reaching the palms up, gathering peace for the body. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, peace for the mind. Exhale, hands to heart. And inhale, peace for the spirit. Gathering that all up and then bringing it to the heart. Heart is full of peace. Bowing down in gratitude for your body, your mind, and your spirit. And I am thankful that you spent the last hour with me. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Namaste. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.